Okay, so where were we again? We were at Denver, right. These men lean against the wall. They launch into a group recitation of the 60 unidentified corpses buried together in one cemetery. It's the story of the anonymous grave. Alright, good. Now, did I get everything I wanted out of Colorado? Actually, don't know. Good music, though. Okay, yeah, I did the explore option, and I can always earn some more money. Let's panhandle this time. It starts running after only a few hours. You shuffle your setup backward into the shelter of a store awning, but the shop owner keeps threatening to call the cops, and nobody's out there. Beggars in the rain anyway. God damn it. Look for shelter. Pick your stuff up and start looking for a new doorway, but everywhere you go, everyone threatens to call the cops. What is it with this city and cops? With the rain finally stops, you open up your knapsack and discover you've been carrying around a gallon of rainwater. Shit. Alright, so I didn't get any money. Unfortunate, but what can you do? So, next course of action. Let's... where do I want to go? Wait, I need to do a thing. Because this is, once again, one of those things where they just don't let me... They don't show me the stories that I want to be on there. What to do. A lot of river crossings I'm gonna have to do at some point too. I'd head back towards Texas and just clear up all this stuff. But actually, any cities in this area that I can actually do? I'm actually gonna delete all these. Because I want. Let's see. So there aren't any cities. Okay, at least not in these areas. Wow, just a bunch of these just do not have like major cities in them. That's surprising to me, honestly. But you know what? What can you do? All right, let's try that. All right, let's bring up all this stuff. I actually don't care. Actually, kind of like seeing my progress in that regard. Character. Get the train yards, the river crossings, and the roads. Yep. All right. So from here, I want to head south. I could head south and start and like clear out all the stuff in Texas that I missed. Texas, going to Arkansas, but I didn't go into Arkansas as like capital, so I can go by there real quick. But might be more interesting and fun to just go north. Alright, let's go north. If I can figure out which way north is from here. Don't I have like a compass that I can use? Is there a compass? Oh, I see. Okay, so I want to go this way. Okay, so it does tell me which way is north. Got it. So we're gonna head north, and then we'll head south from there and pick up stuff, and then we'll start heading back towards New England. Then, that's when the real game begins. So, into South Dakota. I think of what game I want to play after this at some point, too. Okay, I'm in Nebraska now. Right, because I still need to keep going north through Nebraska. But Nebraska does have something, so on this side of the river, too. So we can go ahead and go check that out real quick. There we go. Getting the rhythm down. Oh, apparently these are impassable. Are they? No? No? Okay, I can pass them. How far am I now? I want to keep heading this way then. How long is that? Oh god, there's so long to get anywhere. But we'll eventually get there. There'll be a river that stops us, and we can just, like, head up north from the river once we get the stuff in Nebraska. Got messed up again. Ah. I'm trying to think of what games I want to play after this. I think maybe Sekiro. I want to get back into Sekiro. Alright, Omaha, Nebraska. What do you got for me? Or what will you have for me, I should say. I think there's also an achievement I should try to find, too, where I ended up going across all of Route 66. Definitely enjoy the music. Alright, what story you got for me? Oh, story evolution. Policeman in the truck, you listen to a man on a radio finishes a wild story about Joe, the Pullman porter, who's so wise he could even talk bandits down. It's the story of Joe the Pullman porter who protected the trains on his runs, but with a bit left out. Nice. And what do you have for me?
The barn and silo have seen better days. One big storm might bring the whole structure down. A man hollers. Ken? Ken? I know you're here, boy. He sees you and lopes across the field toward you. You seen a boy around? About 14?
I haven't.
He sighs. My boy is missing. I haven't seen him since last night. He swallows. He ain't the type to run off, neither. Can you spare a minute to help look? I'm worried sick.
Check inside the barn.
The interior of the barn is dim, even with the great doors thrown open. You check the animal stalls, but find nothing. As you look up to the loft, you spot a gap in the roof. A bit of cloth hangs down. Perhaps a shirt.
Check the roof.
You climb the ladder and make your way across the roof. A trail of empty beer bottles leads you past a discarded shirt and to the base of the silo. You climb up. There's a hole in the silo roof, a rupture where rotten wood gave way under something large.
Oh, is this like the sort of thing where he climbed to the top of the silo and then it gave way and then he basically suffocated in all the grain that was stacked up there? Because I've heard of that as like a thing that's happened, and that just seems horrifying.
You maneuver your way along the edge, keeping your weight off the rotted panels. You poke your head inside. He's there, half submerged in the grain. He's been dead for half a day at least.
Climb down.
The man's waiting at the bottom of the barn ladder. Anything? There's a spark of hope in his eyes.
I gotta tell him the truth.
He chokes back a sob. I told him not to go up there. I told him. He looks up at the tower, then turns to you, tears tracking down his grimy cheeks. Why didn't he listen?
Because he was a 14-year-old boy and thought he knew better. The dead boy in the grain silo, yep. This is not music for that sort of thing.
A hurried little girl collides into you with a wheelbarrow full of hay, nearly knocking you out of your shoes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You nod, but the way the girl fusses over the wheelbarrow, was that apology meant for you?
No, probably for whatever the thing is with the glowing eyes and underneath all that peat. You lost?
Lost? Me? No, not at all.
She stands up taller and squares her shoulders, projecting an image of adulthood so stiff she looks about to tip over.
But I guess I could use a little help. Can I ask you something pretty, please?
Go on.
Well, I found this critter, but my daddy won't let me keep it unless I take real good care of it.
Relating this dilemma has put her on the verge of tears.
Do you know how I can be the very best pet owner in the world?
Food and shelter.
The girl bursts into hysterical laughter, like she just heard the funniest joke.
Well, I don't know how to feed it when it don't have a mouth.
The laughter fades, and her look of worry returns.
Any other ideas?
Lots and lots of love, because does it have no mouth and does it have to scream?
She smiles so bright.
That's all it takes? Gosh, I already love it so much.
I see. The little girl with the wheelbarrow. Ugh. Alright, so we got all the stuff in Nebraska. So let's head up the river through South and North Dakota. River crossing, take that stuff. So yeah, let's just keep following the river. We'll meet someone eventually. There we go. Wish there was more ways to, like, get the stories to spread. But maybe that's just me just not wanting to deal with the fact that I can only do 5 or 6 tales at a time for each of the people I talk to. Because it means that it goes at a very slow pace. That evolving the stories goes at a very slow pace. Also, I'm still not sure. Do I need to present the stories again in their evolved form for them to actually, like, evolve to their next form? Or will they just naturally evolve as I go along? I'm still not sure about that. And that's kind of frustrating. Because that means otherwise that instead of having to do this like 237 times, I have to do this 474 times. And that just sounds really, really annoying. Ah, the city of Pierre. Gotta go across first. Oh, there's a story. There's a Pierre story at the other end, so should be fine. What I really need is a place like Jacksonville again. Let's see. They launch into a group recitation of the terrible King of Bulls, exacting revenge on those who imprisoned his people. And it's the story of the bull who terrorized travelers on the road. Of course, yeah. And there is you.
The girl tilts her basket away to hide whatever is inside.
You want to see what I got? I'm not telling.
She raises her eyebrows, encouraging you to pry further. This girl is either very confident or too young to know shyness.
I am interested.
Ha! Got you hooked. Too easy.
She twists her lips to one side, mimicking a more adult, thoughtful gesture.
I'll tell you what. I'll show you what's in the basket if you do something for me.
Sure, I'll agree to her favor.
Excellent. I want you to kill my mother.
She looks to check if you're paying attention, then points to a figure working at the other end of the field.
She's boring. She keeps making me work when I want to play.
That's a very sudden thing. Also, that's a very petty reason to want to kill someone.
The girl bursts into peals of laughter. She doubles over the basket, laughing so hard she's barely able to stand. When she can speak again, she says,
You should have seen your face. You really should.
She beckons you over, shows you her basket.
Lift the cloth.
3 kittens snuggle up at the bottom.
Aww.
They're barely old enough to open their eyes.
Ma gave them to me for being good. I've called them Badb, Matcha, and Anand, after a story Nana told me.
She preens.
I'm very clever, you know.
I see. I see. Cute kittens. Had me going for a second there, fair enough. But you know, I've seen enough stories in this land at this point that a little girl asking me to kill her mom would not have surprised me.
The man lowers his paper as you come near. His weather-beaten face is drawn. They say it's spreading. The dust is strangling the land. Half my cattle suffocated in the last storm. We cut open the carcasses to salvage the meat. they were filled with mud.
Yeah, the Dust Bowl was one of the very horrifying part of the Great Depression. Like, some of the pictures from that and some of the, like, the historical reports are really, really terrifying if you were a person living in that area. I'm gonna sympathize with him.
He licks his cracked lips. They stay dry. His land is dying. If the harvest fails again, people will too. You look past him, over his dust-choked fields. You can't imagine anything growing here.
Can't you move away?
Where would we go? My family came here for a fresh start. All we have is our claim. His voice is hoarse. We came here when there was no more work back home. Now this. If we leave, it'll just be something else.
1 sec. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Sorry. Take your leave.
Your skin prickles gently, though the sky is still clear. Duster's on its way. Big one. He calls after you. Come by in a week. I doubt there'll be a building left standing.
Probably not. There we go. Alright, got that story now. It says I'm a little tired. But now, across the river we go. And that's all of the stuff in South Dakota, it looks like. So let's get all the stuff on the west side of this river in North Dakota. Then cross the river, go into the actual Midwest. Oh no. Oh no! Is that shit on the other side of the river? No! It's on the other side of the river! Damn it. That's frustratingly annoying. Damn it. That is really annoying. Well, back to Pierre. That is annoying. The map is lying to me. Again. This map is not good. I'm not even sure I'm getting all the stories, honestly, at this point, if that's the case. Although I don't have that many left, it looks like. 38 plus 37, so that's 75. I only got 75 stories left. Alright. Go. There we go. There we go, come on. Back this way. There we go. Oh, god damn it. Alright, back into North Dakota we go. To Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah? Across the wide Missouri. Alright, that should be good. Give me your stories.
There's something wrong about this lonely farmhouse. The cows have unusual rain over the porch, and the open door shows a cow lying in the empty parlor. The flower boxes are still well tended, though. There's outgoing mail in the box.
How strange.
The moment you step inside the fence, an old woman screams, "Hey! Hey! This is private property!" You quickly realize that the sound is coming from under the porch. Indeed, you can see her hollering at you through the slats of the steps.
What?
You can see a parlor set up in the basin under the porch. A flowery armchair, a rug, and a little lacquered table.
This is an inhabited home.
The old lady barks.
The cows live upstairs, and I live down here.
Above, a cow thumps its hoof. She twitches and startles.
I'll chase them off for you.
Her whole face melts.
Thank you.
She sobs.
Thank you.
With a sharp stick, you carefully urge the 3 cows inside the parlor to exit. Soon the place is completely empty, except for the manure. She still kisses the floorboards in gratitude.
Gross. How did this happen?
I didn't want to tell anyone. They kept me trapped down there for weeks. I had to sneak out one piece of furniture at a time. At night.
She rushes to lock all the doors.
It was a mutiny. It won't happen again.
What the hell? That is bizarre. There's a very intense fear of cows, it seems. Oh well, who am I to judge?
The baby buffalo lies tangled by a fence, wire biting into its flesh. Please, it says, I must reach the sanctuary before they find me. The light here has a thin quality. Colors are oddly muted. There's a taste of something old in the air.
Oh great, another talking animal in distress. Well, I do like buffaloes, so who's chasing you?
They were hunters of my kind. I am the last born. Every year it repeats. I must run. They must chase. It is the cycle that lets my people survive. You hear hoofbeats. A ways back down the road, a cloud of dust rises. The buffalo struggles. Please, help me.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna help you. I mean, like, the story of the buffalo in America once we got here is incredibly tragic. I mean, they were also led off their cliffs to their deaths by the natives as well, but at least they weren't hunted to near extinction like when we came around. Actually, one of the 3 government-owned buffalo herds actually was within like an hour, 2-hour drive of where I lived up in Alaska. It's really cool. They actually would give out like a couple to auction a couple permits every year to allow hunters the chance to hunt one of them as like extra income for the government herds. And I've had buffalo meat before. It's really tasty, but like the fact that like there's so few of them left is really sad.
The wire cuts into your hands, but you untangle the animal. The buffalo charges off as soon as it's free. Come on. You glance behind. A trio of riders emerges at the head of the dust cloud.
Follow the buff!
You run alongside the buffalo. Not far. It grunts. Just ahead. You see the boundary, a line of rocks that mark the border, but the hoofbeats sound close. The ground dips, and the beast stumbles and falls. They'll be on you any second.
You wanna distract the riders?
You stand defiant in the path of the riders. They're coming in fast, wreathed in dust, but you hold your nerve. The lead rider veers at the last moment. The other 2 haul on the reins, sending their horses sliding. You're thrown into the dirt.
Look up.
The buffalo crosses the line and turns with a defiant bellow. A primal sound that far outstrips its size. It drags its feet through the dirt, kicking up a cloud of dust. When it settles, the 4 are nowhere to be seen. You hear the distant clamor of a herd in motion.
Now that's a mysterious and really cool thing. But now I'm hurt and tired. Well done, Buffalo. So get this story and then head east, I guess. Oh, there's a crossing over here. I didn't notice that. Damn it. So I didn't have to go all the way to Pier, actually. Should have remembered. Oh god. Let's see what this does for me.
You've seen migrant camps before, and they tend to look like the town dump. This one, though, on a good day, this could pass for a town.
I shall wander around then.
Starched white tents stand tall and many, and a stroll through the grounds finds you neither trash nor trouble. You hear some chatter from a large tent on your left. On your right, a tent in the shadow of the trees emanates a soft buzz.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Let's go right.
You pass through a shroud of flies into a curtained waiting area. The air is pregnant with the stench of rotten meat, but the area is empty, almost clean, except for the black stains that have seeped into the soil. There's only the curtain, which reaches all the way from one end of the tent to the other.
I open it.
It wears a black overcoat and a white porcelain mask with a fat, sharp beak. There's a butcher's knife in its gloved hand.
This is the pest house.
It snaps in a woman's voice and yanks the curtain shut.
Okay, the strangely clean tent city. There's some I feel like there's some very dark implications with why that town is as clean as it is. Alright, so next we get these three on the border of North Dakota. Then we clear out Minnesota. Let's keep along the river, it looks like. River crossing into Wisconsin, maybe. Down through there. River crossing. There's no river crossing at that bridge, so we'd have to go back up through Missouri, it looks like. Which, I mean, that kind of dips around, I guess, so... But what I could do is I can keep on this side of the... no, I want to get those stories up there. Then dip around to this side of the river, grab Minnesota, walk around. It looks like everything in the other cities through those rivers, so I can keep through these rivers still. At least. Okay. My thought process is very obvious. I could also just be very tired. Fargo. Oh, like the show in the movies. I still need to watch those. I've heard they're really good. Maybe I'll find something here I can use. Oh yeah, we're into Minnesota, yeah. Let's go with you first. The man reads the newspaper with barely contained horror, his grimace spreading wider and wider as he makes it down into the page. Suddenly, his frown cracks into something with a little more amazement in it. Whoa, he says. What's the matter? He reads out a story about the woman who can make a car run twice as fast as the manufacturer intended. You're shocked. It's the story of the zealous mechanic, but with bits changed. Do you think this really happened, he asked. Oh, yes. Sounds like nonsense to me for sure, he says. The stuff they print these days. Alright, so yay, that mechanic story finally came to fruition.
A woman waits while a man in a truck fills 2 of her buckets with scoops of whitish powder from a bin. She sees you staring.
Want to make some cash?
She calls.
Doing what?
She takes you up the drive to her farmhouse, where her son and daughter are mixing something in a metal barrel.
Locust bait,
She says.
poison. The town bought enough for everyone, but we gotta mix it ourselves.
She'll pay you to help.
I do need money, so sure.
You use a broom handle to mix the poison with bran. The teens watch from the porch, faces frozen in distrustful scowls. Their mother pays you well, but later in the day you feel lightheaded, tingling pins and needles all over. You feel only a little better after you vomit.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a cough. Wait, did that hurt me? Oh no, if I get hurt one more time, that's no good. Wait, if that would mean that I'd end up back in Colorado, right? Because that's where I was last. I was in Denver. I was in Denver, Colorado last time. So, oh, if that's the case, then I would just head south then at that point. Yes. But this does mean that my next stop should be, I'm guessing that's Minneapolis.
The car is a lifeline, your one hope to escape the encroaching storm. It rattles along a few yards ahead of the storm front, jouncing and juddering, one pothole away from being swallowed by the choking dust. A figure clings to support straps mounted on the back.
That's a ride.
You grab the straps and haul yourself up.
Oh,
Shouts the woman on the back.
a fellow observer.
She's wrapped in a scarf and aviation goggles, juggling a pen and a notebook while hanging onto the unsteady car. The dust scours your face and rips at your clothes.
Can't we go faster?
We're not done with our observations.
She threads one arm through the straps and makes another attempt to write, but it comes out illegible.
Blast it. Get inside and take dictation, will you?
Okay.
You clamber through the open back window, and she hands you pen and notebook. You scribble furiously while she dictates the finer qualities of the dust and wind assaulting the car until her voice is hoarse.
That'll do.
She bangs on the roof.
Judith, let's go.
Okay, new story found. The woman who studied dust storms. Is that a... What are you? Can I get money or health from you, please? This new road, yay! I got health from it! Yay, I'm not gonna die. I felt like I should have died a few more times, but so far been not bad. See.
There's a truck parked here. The driver mistakes your look for curiosity.
You want to see something interesting?
He asks, pointing to the trunk. He opens it. There's hundreds of metal tubes with little numbered screw-on caps sorted in wooden racks.
What is it?
We've been surveying, he said. It's my job to study soil health.
The trunk has a map taped to it, marked with numbered dots.
I can show you the one from your hometown if you see it here.
It's not on the map.
It's an official-looking map, but the state borders and rivers are wrong. Half your county is missing. The surveyor offers you a coin for directions to your hometown, but his notes are funhouse mirror English writing.
Fascinating,
He murmurs.
we learn so much from you folks.
Alright. Strange soil surveyor. Alright, well, let's see. First off, yeah, I wanna head this way, I think. Almost there. Okay, I see buildings off in the distance, so let's... Oh, what do we got here? This money, this sleep. Barn seemed abandoned, but soon after you nod up in the musty hay, you're woken up by the yowling of cats. The little girl who wandered in with them shrugs. You can stay, she says. Dad isn't working down here today. She's right, you get a full evening of unbroken sleep. Yay! So I'm basically full up on everything. Huzzah! Yay! Oh, God damn it. Alright, we're in the Duluth, Minnesota. Give me your stories around the Great Lakes. I always wanted to see the Great Lakes. They look really cool. Really pretty.
Stacks of suitcases grind the parked Model A deeper into the dirt. An extended family inside defies the carrying capacity of the vehicle. The driver leans out the window. Want this? He swings a violin around by its neck. 10 bits. We need it for gas. You hear a muffled pounding from somewhere within the car.
Decline.
The back door breaks open, and a girl crawls over the laps of dusty bodies.
Don't you dare! That belongs to Louise Ames,
She shouts at you.
Louise Ames!
She's dragged back into the writhing nest of limbs, and the door slams shut. On your way, the driver tells you.
All right then. Louise Ames violin. I'm sure that's a name that I might know. Actually, let's check that out. Louise Ames. Louise Ames. Louise Bates Ames. American psychologist specializing in child development, known as a pioneer of child development, introducing the theory of child development stages to popular discourse. Authored numerous things with that. Life. We have something about violins. Check this out. Violin. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we'll figure it out later at some point then. All right. 2 more stories here. There we go.
Just a moment there.
He says, shaking your hand.
I'm Paul Dalhart from the Republican Herald. You may have heard of it. Syndicated in 6 counties.
Never heard of it.
Well, no matter. But listen, you may have noticed a vocal few out there. I call them naysayers, who throw up their hands and fly the white flag as soon as life gets a little tough. But wouldn't you agree that it's never been a better time to live and do business in this country?
Look at you being optimistic and capitalist. I mean, I never really think that it's a good chance to get up and just doom. You gotta keep pushing through, so sure.
He nods happily, scribbles down your details for the paper.
I could tell you weren't a naysayer the first time I saw you. My thanks.
And his voice drops to a conspiratorial whisper as he palms you a quarter.
From a brother in arms.
Move on. With strictly positive views. I mean, there should be... I mean, negativity is, like, can be helpful sometimes, but... It'll contain horror, cracks into more amusements. The ghoul who frightened folks by screaming jokes from his grave. The story of the clownish corpse who claimed he'd live forever. It's all made up. Feels like nonsense to me, sure, the stuff they print these days, yet. It is very hard to believe with the corpse thing. Man, look at how far we've come. At some point, I will be crossing back over to Minneapolis. Maybe.
She's getting married, the soldier tells you. The two of you observe the church from the dusty road, straining to hear the faint joy of the ceremony transpiring within. I fought for 10 years to come home because she said she'd be here, waiting for me. And look, can you believe it?
I mean, I can't. It happens. Sometimes passions fade, and sometimes it wasn't the case.
So what am I supposed to do? What does she expect? That I should throw myself from the nearest cliff? Walk into the ocean? He snorts, sets off down the road.
I'll follow him.
He seems surprised to see you a few steps behind. No, he says. Where I'm going, you can't come. It's only then that you notice. There's something very wrong with his eyes.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, is he suicidal now? Which, fair. Not fair, but, like... The implications of that one are a little troubling. Alright, Minneapolis. Got some stuff we can find here, I'm guessing. Here we go. Collect everything around it first before we go and do anything. Then head into Minneapolis itself. Oops. There we go. Oh, wow. Tugged for a second. Game generally runs pretty smoothly, but that happens sometimes.
The Twisters touch down in a cornfield, fence posts flying in its wake. A huge black stallion charges toward the tornado. On its back, a cowboy whips his lasso through the churning air, nearly matching the Twister's speed. His wild laughter carries on the wind.
We shall watch.
God damn it, Bill!
Another man hollers, clapping his hands to his hat to keep it from flying off.
Quit being a damn fool!
The man on the horse turns toward him and flashes a beatific grin before digging his heels harder into the horse's flanks.
Is this Wild Bill Hiccup? Watch the cowboy.
His Stetson goes flying, caught by a gust. He doesn't seem to notice. He barks a single yee-haw as he stands in the stirrups, leaning into the whirlwind. In a moment, man and beast are enveloped in the storm. All you can hear is Bill's wild laughter.
Move on. Bill, the cowboy who rode into a storm. Alright. Next is this story, then into Minneapolis.
Ride with us a little while, stranger.
It's a kind offer. Miles of dusty road through the rolling prairies have recast this landscape as an exhausting soup of wind and misery.
I can believe it. Let's climb aboard the wagon.
There are 4 of them on the wagon. A perfect nuclear family. Mother, father, son, daughter. And a small fuzzy terrier trailing behind. But the pace of their movement is glacial. The draft horse ambles forward, one agonizingly slow step at a time.
I get that it's like a way to get us a presentation of like how this family looks to everyone else, but I don't think for this time period using the term nuclear family makes a lot of sense, considering that came up after the advent of nuclear weapons and like the whole idea of the perfect American family, you know, the white picket fence in the suburbs with the wife and 2 kids with a pet and whatever, which very, 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 very boomery. Why so slow?
Ain't no point rushing to get where we were going.
The wooden cart shivers with every pebble on the road that its wheels must laboriously traverse. The girl in the back pipes up.
The going's the point, see?
Keep with the cart.
Time stretches wearily. The father sometimes makes half-inch adjustments to the horse's trajectory, keeping him from ambling off the road. There is some intimation that they are heading for Oregon, but at no point is it mentioned when they might arrive.
Oregon Trail, so they all die of dysentery.